the man behind the lens capturing stunning models for the Kingfisher calendar. He's also a producer who's given us memorable films such as Neerja, Tumhari Sulu, and White Sheet India. Joining me today is one of India's top fashion photographers, Atul Kasbekar. Hi, Atul.
Hello. Hi, Aisha. How are you doing? Nice to
Good.
be here.
Welcome to Indulge, and thank you for agreeing to this interview.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Yeah. So, Atul, I want to start off by asking, the pandemic has impacted all of us, the lockdown and all of these things. How has this new normal impacted your life? How different has it been so far?
So I think for me, all or anyone like me, our work depends on human contact. You can't shoot remote control. You can't do produce a film without 80, 100 people being on set. It's simply not possible. So for us, it's affected us really badly. And since I don't know how to cook, I can't even start a home kitchen, which seems to be what everybody else is doing these days. So basically, we're waiting around, hoping for things to get better so that we can resume what we know as work.
Okay. Also, Atul, you've done a lot of work during the lockdown, working with NGOs and other individuals who are just like you, trying to procure PPE kits and supplying to, frontline workers. Can you tell me a little bit about that? What got you, interested in it, and how did this whole thing work out?
Well, look, frankly, when this whole thing came about, I just had a premonition that it was going to be really, really bad. And I honestly am the eternal optimist, but just reading on what was coming out of China, we can now rewind to January and Feb kind of thing. I told everybody in the office that this is going to be a long haul. It's going to be terrible. And then I read a lot, and I realized that one of the key things at that time was that now we have 600 manufacturers of PPE kits, but at that time India just simply didn't have enough for its frontline medical workers. So if one person in a medical unit of either doctor, ward boy, nurse, intern, whatever, gets COVID positive dealing with patients, then the entire unit is quarantined. So if you remember, for a while, a lot of the hospitals were functioning at 20, 30, 40% capacity because a lot of the medical staff were incapacitated and could not work because they were all in quarantine. So you can see what a complete catastrophe that would be if you didn't have doctors to deal with the situation. Hence, I just said, instead of just talking about it, let's try and do something. So I got a bunch of staff friends involved because it always works when staff send out an appeal. And I got people at Tring involved, which is a gratification platform. So, as I am doing charity, if I tell you I should give some money, you might give me some money because I called you. Okay. But you're not dying to give that money, actually, Mm-hmm. But if I tell you, listen, if you give the money, Vidya Balan might say hello to you on a video call. Okay, depending on how much you give, or mention your name in a post somewhere and so on. So then all of a sudden you're getting a gratification. It's like going for a charity dinner where you might meet Prince Charles. You know what I mean. And of course you've paid more than the dinner costs, but then it's you know that you're giving it for charity, but you got an opportunity to get a photo with somebody or whatever it is, right? So I'm a firm believer that charity should have gratification. Then more people will give. So, and I'm very grateful to all the stars who agreed to come on board, from cricketers like Harbhajan Singh to commentators like Harsha Bhogle, to hosts like Mandira Bedi, and a bunch of actors in between. So that was great. We pulled up, more than 20,000 kits. We sent them to, I think, 40 plus hospitals all over. My geography is good, but we focused on a lot of small hospitals, places I'd never heard of. I didn't know a place called Zahirabad existed. So, we supplied it to, the smaller places as well. So it felt really nice. So we stopped the activity on July 1st, which is International Doctors Day. And, but I really think it's at a time like this, everybody should do something. And, even the gift of your time is a big thing. So it doesn't have to be कि यार आपने पैसे कितने दिए. It's okay. You can be helping in your society. You can be, helping some old people get groceries maybe because they shouldn't be going out too much. Whatever it is, I think, there should be a sense of human responsibility on everybody to do something, a little something, whatever it is. So.
Another interesting thing, particularly about you during the lockdown, is that you've lost nearly 9 kilos. And I was seeing your posts on Instagram, you do some, like phenomenal, mind-blowing asanas. I mean, like headstands and all of that. So I'm guessing you've been always working out, but tell me about this that has happened and how did you
No,
manage
no,
to do
I
that?
think I was a little neurotic about gaining weight, and to be fair, I was always fit. So even at I'm almost 6'3", and I was about 91, 92 kilos, uh, and strong and fit. I mean, I worked out 7 days a week, but I just figured कि gym is closed, trainers are not allowed.
Hmm.
So घर बैठे बैठे you're not going to burn enough calories. So
Hmm.
I read up a little bit and realized that the only way to control this is to eat less.
Okay.
So I downloaded an app and just started tracking all my calories. Spoke to a couple of people, and I kept it to under 2,000 calories a day.
Hmm.
Usually about 17, 1800,
Hmm.
maximum, which was quite easy to do actually. I thought it'd be difficult. And usme, if you control, you can eat a piece of chocolate, you can have a drink, in the evening.
Hmm.
You can easily manage. So it's not like I was starving or anything.
Hmm.
And so basically, I dropped and I started yoga about 2 years ago. So I started doing it much more intensely
Okay.
with this one trainer called Camelia Oberoi,
Hmm.
and that's been going good. So it just changed my body. I feel so like basically I didn't know I had, like I said, I thought I was fit,
Hmm. Hmm.
but I just dropped weight like a rock, and mercifully all the fat,
Hmm.
I guess whatever fat was there, my body is gone.
Oh,
So
okay.
so
Okay.
it's nice. So I mean my strength is the same, but my flexibility is much much more. But I can, when we were in school and stuff, which is now a long time ago, but yoga was always seen as a little uncool.
Hmm.
Then foreigners start doing it, वो थोड़ा cool सा बन जाता है फिर,
Uh-huh.
that kind
Yeah,
of thing.
true.
So I would recommend to everybody, ki please start yoga early because it's a life changer.
Hmm.
Honestly, I can't recommend it enough. I mean, by all means you do weight training. There's by all means you do everything else, running or जो करना है. But I think you must do yoga because I have all these aches and pains which I had in my lower back and so on for
Yeah.
years. It all disappeared. It just, I mean, for the first time, touch wood, in a long time, I've been completely pain free. So, which is very, very nice.
Yeah, we can see all your posts, though, holding up one leg and then doing headstands. And even then you're saying, listen, I'm just trying to perfect it. I'm like, listen, a lot of people can't even do this much.
I'm a yoga struggler. You're always a struggler in yoga. So it's basically just trying to get a little better, a little easier, being able to hold the pose longer, more comfortably, breathing normally. So after a while, you start understanding. I was actually talking to Shilpa Shetty the other day, who's a very good yoga exponent, and to Malaika, and also who's very good. And Shilpa was saying, I was telling her, I said, about a few things in terms of changes in my body, and she was saying, listen, this doesn't happen to everyone. So
Hmm.
clearly, you've been quite diligent,
Hmm.
and which means it's a blessing. If it happens to you and you're understanding what's happening, you're saying
Hmm.
then it's a very, very good sign. So don't stop. Please keep continuing. So I said, okay, good. Chalo. That was very inspirational when some yoga expert like Shilpa tells you good things.
Talking about your, whole approach to filmmaking, it has been quite different. And right now, I think you've sought a COVID insurance, for the entire team and
We
all of
we
this.
we're actually so it's not so much the insurance for somebody getting COVID because that will get covered for people to go to hospital and so on in the current policies that we have. The problem is what's called business continuity.
Hmm.
So let me explain really quick. What happens is if you have a situation where, say, a lead actor meets with an accident, in a normal movie, or your set gets rained out because of a storm or whatever, your
Yeah.
your work has stopped. Okay,
Hmm.
so insurance normally covers that.
Okay.
Like an act of God scenario. Fire happened, whatever else happened. Right? Insurance will cover key. Okay, 20 days you haven't worked, so 20 days ka compensation will be whatever, and you'd get paid for it. So here the issue is that the current insurance policies do not cover COVID. So suppose we have a schedule in Goa,
Yeah.
and suppose it's starting on the 15th.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're all set to go. So 13 tarikh ko, we leave, we reach Goa, and in 3 days of a 20-day schedule, the Goa government says ki 1 week ke liye lockdown. Like Pune just went into a 1 week lockdown. Lonavala just went into a 1 week lockdown, unannounced. Means it's just day after tomorrow we're going into lockdown, and I don't blame the government. They will do whatever is necessary, to take care of the number of cases at that
Yeah.
time, to bring down the curve and so on. So they have to do what they have to do. They're not going to say, "Arey, Atul ki shooting chalu hai. ek mahine baad karte hain. That's not going to happen, you know. So, and we don't expect it to happen, to be fair as well.
Yeah.
So, you know, so it's so you have to be like protected, you know, on the business side of it with insurance. So, you know, it's a new thing. So policy insurers are checking out how they can figure this out and work it out. I'm just getting scared as to what the premium will be. But Jesse, it, you know, we were supposed to start shooting April 17th for the remake of Run Lola Run, which is called Loop Lapeta, with Taapsee and Tahir Rajbaseen. And at this time, you and I would have been discussing कि ये poster better है कि ये poster better है, you know, hoping for a December release.
Yeah.
But clearly we are still hoping to shoot, you know.
Yeah.
So let's see. Hopefully November, December, I'm hoping something happens in the shoot.
Okay.